There we go. Oh, all right. Héctor is here. However, Héctor, ¿me escuchas? ¿Estás ahí?
Sí, hola, ¿tú me escuchas?
Sí, te escucho. ¿Tienes luz? Ahí está. Gracias. Ok, genial. ¿Cómo estás, Héctor? ¡Felicidades! ¡Vas a la Major!
Sí, pucha, qué bien, ¿no? No, sino que
Sientes...
estoy un poco triste o sea, porque pasó lo que pasó, ¿no? Eso de Red y me sentí mal porque yo cagué a mi equipo, o sea, ya habíamos screameado y todo y puta, por mi estupidez pasó eso, ¿no? No fue algo tan grave porque con Febby estaba en buenos términos, es causa y todo, pero los peruanos hicieron mucha leña al fuego y tienen razón en sí, ¿no? Porque no debería hacer eso.
So unprompted, I didn't ask him about this, but I said, aren't you feeling happy? He's like, yeah, I'm feeling a little bittersweet. I'm feeling happy because I'm going to the major, but on the other hand, I'm feeling sad because of what happened, right? As you guys know the situation. He says, these things happen on social media. They happen on Reddit particularly, and this thing I said, which was a stupid thing to say, it led my team to lose a game, and that felt really bad. And it feels, he's saying, it's like, I'm friends with Febby. It's like, that's not the problem, that I didn't feel like I was offending him, but at the same time, a lot of wood got added to the fire when I made those comments, and I feel like the Peruvian community took it a little bit too far, and I think they're kind of right. There was a stupid comment to make, and it was dumb, and it feels bad to make my team lose a game because of that, so there's that bittersweet feeling. Pero recuperaste igualmente la última partida, quiero decir, aunque tuviste una partida extra en la tiebreakers dominasteis, quiero decir, recuperaste tu honor, se podría decir, Héctor, ¿no? Con esta partida final.
Sí, sí. O sea, te hablo que individualmente como player, o sea, sí
Claro,
me
claro.
molestó, pero mi equipo me apoyó, conocí, o sea, ya la cagada está normal, Tito tranqui, porque cuando mentalmente como que yo estoy cagado es como que fuentes, ¿no?
Yeah, yeah.
Pero me sobrepuse ya, chill.
Because when that happened, it's like he's talking about us about this as a player, not as a team, right? Like when this whole situation happened, he felt like he was bit supported by his team, and he felt particularly awful about the whole situation, both about offending his friend and about the idea of losing his team a match. And as a result, his team supported him a lot. They know that when he's in a bad mental state, he just doesn't play, and so thanks to the support, he was capable of bringing it back, and that really helped him out. And that's why he's now chill. He's fine. Está genial no tener un equipo así, por eso. Quiero decir, entiendo, ¿no? La situación es genial, pero que está genial tener un equipo así. Quiero decir, el apoyo que te dan en situaciones malas, eso es muy valioso. No todos los equipos tienen eso.
Sí, ya los conozco tiempo, ¿no? Y el más zorro viejo que es Stinger es como que el más sabio, ¿no? Cuando quiere.
Cuando quiere.
Y eso bonito, ¿no? Supongo que los equipos similares así serían Thunder y tal vez Infamous, que parecen unidos así, como si fueran primos, hermanos, no sé.
As he says, yeah, it's nice to have support from my team. Like I've known them for a really long time, and someone like who's an old fox, a wise fox, would be Stinger, right? And he's wise when he wants to be wise, right? And it feels nice to be with a team that supports him that way. And it's just something that you can have with teams that have been together for a long time. He feels like other teams like Thunder or Infamous might have that relationship too, where they feel like they're cousins there. Para ti, Beastcoast, bueno, Beastcoast no, o sea, el equipo en sí, tus compañeros son como la segunda familia, se podría decir. ¿Son amigos muy cercanos para ti?
Creo que sí, porque ya los conozco tanto tiempo, sé muchas cosas de ellos, ellos saben muchas cosas de mí. Sí, se podría decir que sí. Literalmente la mitad de mi carrera como pro player los conozco, ¿no? O sea, o más de la mitad, creo, mucho más de la mitad.
Sí, más. He says, "Yeah, I've known it for so long. I feel like I've known best. They're some of my closest friends because I know some like really intimate things about them because I've been with them for so long that yeah, more than half my pro career I've been playing with them." ¿Sabes que sois el equipo actualmente que más ha durado juntos en la historia del Dota?
¿Ah? No
¿Sabéis
creo.
que sois el equipo?
Actualmente sí, pero seríamos el segundo, porque creo que Liquid estuvo junto más tiempo, el de Miracle con Min Control. Creo que ellos
No, porque
están
cambiaron un
ya.
jugador.
Pero estuvieron como
Pero
tumba
ustedes
como 3, 4 años, creo.
no llegaban 2 años y
No me
medio.
acuerdo.
Ustedes llegaron a los 3. Lo miramos otro día,
No,
la
2.
estadística.
No cuentes el año del COVID, porque el año del COVID fue Dota muerto. Vamos
Eso no
2
lo
años,
cuento
literal.
para ustedes.
O
Ok.
año y medio. No, de
Ok.
verdad. Es que el año del COVID para nuestro equipo, cuando pasó, fue como
Ajá.
que a nadie le importó en lo absoluto. O sea, cada uno estaba en su casa. Era como un año muerto. No
Ya.
había como que una motivación en por sí, ¿no? Y
Ya,
ni
ok.
siquiera, o sea,
Ok.
me refiero porque ni siquiera screameábamos ni nada de eso, era como que chacota, o sea, la gente estaba más preocupada por el COVID, o sea, a mí me dio COVID, a otras personas, tenían sus problemas cada uno. El COVID
Interesante.
hizo perder mucho tiempo.
Yeah. So he says that I told him, it's like, yo, you know, you're one of the longest standing teams and not the longest standing team currently after 3 years. And I was like, he's like, no, but Liquid's more, you know, the old Liquid that won TI. It's like, no, actually, because they changed one player, you know, that change allowed them to, like, it was like 2 years and a half for them, and you guys are already in 3 years. He goes, no, that doesn't count because the COVID year doesn't count for them. He says that the COVID year doesn't really count. They feel like it was just a year of their life that was wasted. It feels like they didn't really care. They weren't creating a team. They were just playing around. They didn't scrim at all. And so he feels like that doesn't count as a year spending time with the team. He feels like that was just a bunch of lost time, and it didn't really count as a year of Dota. And it was more of them like just continuing where they already were. They were more worried about COVID. He got COVID. A couple of the players got COVID. And they were more worried about that than they were worried about their actual careers. ¿Sientes como que esta temporada, entonces, hablando de lo del COVID, estás recuperando todo lo que faltó ese año?
El anterior año y este, ¿no? Porque cuando comenzó la DPC del 2021, no me acuerdo qué puesto quedamos, creo que quedamos primero o segundo y
Sí.
desde ahí estamos, ¿no? Lamentablemente tuvimos una mala actuación en la Animator donde estuviste tú y el chino Glenn, pero en el TI intentamos recuperarnos y fue, ¿no? Lo del chino Glenn es con cariño porque es causa nuestra, ¿no?
Lo sé. Tranquilo.
Y
No,
eso, ¿no?
no te preocupes.
Lamentablemente en el TI no nos fue bien, pero ahora con todo, ¿no?
So he says that yeah, it feels like even though the COVID year was kind of dead, and then they started to recover a little bit in DPC, and then they remember he's remembering the beginning of the DPC year when they started the majors to start to come back in the DPC. It's like, yeah, you know, Animajor didn't really work out for them when it was with I was there with them. He says this, not me. I was there with them, and his good friend Clem, who speaks Chinese, hence why he calls him Chinese man Clem. And also at TI, they tried to do the same thing, and you know they didn't feel like they performed as best as they could, and now they're starting to literally come back a little bit. And the last major was showing of it. ¿Ustedes creen que están en, o sea, si consideramos que lo que pasó en Anime y demás no fue la top forma de beastcoast, crees que ahora mismo estáis llegando a ese punto, Héctor? ¿O sentís como que es el equipo de antes?
No hemos llegado a nuestro tope, o sea, es que somos un equipo muy raro, no somos como el Goto, que es serio, o sea, somos serios, pero no en esa forma, no sé cómo explicarlo. Creo que aún tenemos mucho por recordar, somos jóvenes, bueno, los cores somos jóvenes, los supports están un poco viejitos. Pero
bueno, tiene 25 años, no es tan viejo, Sticker.
No, 26 ya creo.
Pero tampoco es tanto, cabrón.
Aún tenemos para rato, creo.
Okay.
No estoy seguro, no sé qué pueda pasar en el futuro.
They haven't reached their top for sure. They still have a lot of time, or they have a lot of what's the word? I'm sorry, I'm blanking out. Like a path to walk forward. They have a lot to grow as a team. Because he says that they're just really young, you know, and even they're like, okay, the supports are a little bit older. He says Stigger's 26, and that's super old, but the cores are young, and they have a lot of time ahead of themselves, and he doesn't really know what the future's gonna bring them. But he says they're just a weird team, you know. They're not like Thunder Awaken, who's more serious, and you can find like a moment where they're like at the top form, and moments where they're not. These guys are more, they're just feeling it. They're kind of going through. I mean, they are serious, but not entirely. It's kind of hard to explain, he says. And he says that as a result, they haven't really reached their top form. He's not really sure when they're going to reach it or if they're going to reach it, but that's the goal right now. Bueno, Héctor, os deseo suerte en...
No, espera. Quiero mandar un mensaje porque he visto
tranquilo,
que...
te voy a decir... No sé, tranquilo, son momentos de saludos, no te preocupes. Soy un profesional, Héctor, no te preocupes. Os deseo mucha suerte en la Arlington Major, amigos. Espero que vuestro camino a recorrer os vaya especialmente bien en Arlington. Espero que vuestro resultado mejore. Y ahora sí, finalizando la entrevista, quiero escuchar saludos a alguien.
Quiero pedir que a algunos fans que tengo, no a todos, porque sé que también tengo haters, que no le tienen tanta mierda a Madara, porque Madara ha jugado bien, o sea, los que saben de Dota saben que lo que pasó ahí fue como que no estaban preparados, el Chala y Steve lo dejaron solo a Madara y eso le hubiera podido acontecer a cualquiera, ¿no? Que si lo dejan solo al carry así, puta, es como que un off, ¿no? O sea que Madara ha tenido la gran gentileza de ayudarnos porque ninguna otra persona podía haberlo hecho, ¿no? Y fueron ellos mismos los que lo eligieron, así que no le tienen tanta mierda a Madara, que es un buen tipo y es una gran persona.
Okay. So he says that to all the people that support him, he says, I know there's some fans that are haters, but I mean the people that really do support him, he has a message towards them. It's like, even though the matches with Madara did not go that well, don't throw hate towards Madara. It wasn't his fault, essentially. Like, it was a last minute replacement. He was the only person that could have done it. It was really nice that he actually came by. It was like a huge gesture from him that he came by and helped the team. And it was more like they just left him alone. Like, any carry without support in the game is going to be left alone, and he's going to be feeling like an offlaner more than a carry, and that's why he couldn't carry the games. He didn't particularly play bad. If you watch the games, you can actually watch it. He didn't play badly, and don't throw hate towards someone who's a good person he's a nice person, a nice person, a great person. He's a nice person and a kind individual. I guess that's the best way to say it. A nice person, a kind individual, and that he did them this favor. It seems a little bit unfair for his fans to throw hate at him. So be kinder to him and to stop the hate train against him. Gracias, Héctor, por ese mensaje final. Ha sido un placer tenerte como siempre. Felicidades por la Major.
Okay.
Y nada, suerte en Arlington, amigo. Cuídate.
Hasta luego.
Adiós.